New York City is a hotspot for cocktail lovers with some of the world's most creative, unique, and iconic bars. I mean, some of these bars have even been rated the best in the world. My wife and I set out on a mission to find the best cocktail bars in New York City, sampling drinks, chatting with bartenders, and soaking in the atmosphere of each unique spot. In this video, we're sharing and ranking our favorite cocktail bars. Even though it's ranked, every bar on this list is better than most of the cocktail bars I've been to in my life. Alright, let's jump in. Number 15 on our list is the Back Room. If you want authentic speakeasy vibes, the Back Room is one of 2 remaining Prohibition-era bars in the city. Drinks are served in teacups, adding to the secrecy and the fun of it all. It's tucked away behind an unmarked gate, so finding it is half the adventure. Once inside, you're transported to another time, and it feels almost like you're drinking in history. However, for us, the drinks weren't as great as the experience, and so that's why it's number 15 on our list. Next up, Dante is a great bar that's all about the classic feel. It's got that old school vibe, and there's history here that you can feel in every corner of the restaurant. While the cocktails may not be some of the most modern and innovative in the city, there's comfort in the classics. It's a perfect spot if you're feeling nostalgic or you just want a well-made Negroni in a legendary New York City setting. Next up, we have Bar Godo, which combines Japanese precision and New York cool. They're known for their elegant cocktails like the Sakura Martini, which is as beautiful as it is delicious. There are multiple locations, but we visited the one in Brooklyn and were impressed by the bartender's engaging personality and helpful guidance through the unique menu. If you're looking for a drink that stands out from the ordinary, this is definitely a spot for you. Following that, we have Super Bueno. Super Bueno leans into colorful and fun Latin American inspired drinks and was number 2 on the best bars in North America last year. It's a lovely spot that's full of surprises, from smoky mezcal cocktails to bright fruit-forward concoctions. The atmosphere here is all about the fun, and the staff keeps the energy high with loud music, lights that sway above the bar, and an overall crazy atmosphere. If you're looking for fun, this is the bar to go to, but we preferred some of the bars that were a little bit more low-key. Next up is the only tiki bar on our list, Paradise Lost. This bar feels like a strange tropical vacation without the need for a plane ticket. The tiki-inspired drinks are excellent, and the inside is both overwhelming and colorful at the same time. It's been described as a tropical hellscape, which I'd say is pretty accurate. I love tiki bars, and even though I've had some better tiki drinks before, this spot is such a crazy escape from the city streets right outside that it easily makes our list. Following that, we break into the top 10 with PDT, also known as Please Don't Tell, one of the city's original modern speakeasies. You enter through a phone booth inside of a hot dog shop, which is just as fun as it sounds, and you can even get a hot dog there if you want while you're waiting. The cocktails are perfectly crafted, and there's something about the exclusivity, even though everyone knows about it in the city by now, that makes it feel special every time. We've enjoyed this bar on multiple trips to New York City. Next up on the list is Overstory. An Overstory is basically a stunning view with a fantastic bar attached to it. The panoramic views of the skyline are matched only by the sleek cocktails they offer. It's pretty much the best spot in the city for a date, especially as the sun sets over Manhattan and the buildings begin to descend into dusk. It was number 15 on the best bars in the world, and honestly, you could drink anything up here and have a fantastic time. Following that, if you enjoy a low-key bar that focuses on the art of the classic cocktail, then number 8, Amore Amargo, is the spot for you. This tiny bar specializes in bitters, giving a nod to the more complex side of cocktails. It's an intimate space with a knowledgeable team that's happy to share the story behind each bitter-forward creation with you, and which really takes the traditional drinks and does them to perfection. It's one of the last bars we visited on our trip, but we loved the relaxed atmosphere and just how fantastic the cocktails were here. Next up, we have Death & Company. Death & Company is one of the pioneers of modern New York cocktail culture, setting the bar high for creativity and quality. Their menu is carefully divided by spirit, mood, and style, which makes ordering easy depending on how you're feeling. The interior is dark and moody, almost an homage to the old speakeasies of New York's past. While it can be a little tight in the close quarters, it's a great place to get a drink. Next up, we have Employees Only. Employees Only is another bar that has the classic speakeasy charm, complete with a psychic sign outside hiding the business exterior. It's one of those places where the bartenders are just as entertaining as the drinks, and they look like they would fit in behind a 1920s bar. The energy is lively and warm, and the cocktails are pretty much perfect, a true New York City icon. Breaking into the top 5, we have Mace, which is all about the spices. Each cocktail here is centered around a unique spice or ingredient, some of which you've probably never even heard before, and the results are like nothing you've probably ever tasted before. The space is sleek and colorful, and you get a sense that every detail from presentation to taste is meticulously planned. I love cocktail spots that suggest ordering via taste instead of spirit, and the drinks at Mace were some of the most memorable we had. Following that is the always classic Double Chicken Please. This one is for the adventurous drinkers out there, and I actually had a hard time ranking it as I loved the drinks here so much, but it's not one that I would come back to often because the drinks are so out there. Double Chicken Please has an eclectic menu inspired by comfort food, but translated into drinks. Think cocktails inspired by your favorite dishes, like cold pizza, Waldorf salad, and even a French toast inspired drink. Trust me, they're a lot better than they might sound. Plus, the back room feels like you've stepped into a late night cocktail laboratory. Just be sure to get there early, as I was outside an hour before they opened to secure my spot, and I'm fairly sure I will never have drinks this unique again. Next up, we have Katana Kitten. Picture a fusion of Japanese pop culture and New York City vibrancy, and you've probably got Katana Kitten. This spot delivers on that concept with one of the most fun bar atmospheres we went to and unique highballs that matched the vibe. The interiors are quirky yet cool, with sake cocktails and Japanese bar bites that are impossible not to love. I would come back here often if I lived in the city. Second on this list is Attaboy. Attaboy is basically a cocktail lover's dream. There's no menu here, just a conversation with your mixologist who crafts a drink based on what you're feeling and what you discuss during that conversation. It's all about personalization, making every visit completely unique. This spot itself is discreet, almost unmarked, so finding it adds to that exclusive feel. I thought there was no way I would get a good drink for my short conversation, but the drinks we had here were some of the best we had during our entire time in New York City. And for the number 1 spot on this list, we have Dead Rabbit. Dead Rabbit isn't just a bar, it's an experience. Split into 2 floors, you've got a lively pub downstairs and an elegant cocktail parlor upstairs. I recommend heading upstairs as their cocktail menu reads like a storybook, filled with hand-drawn illustrations and whimsical narratives to go along with your perfectly crafted drink. To me, this was the best bar in the city, but I wouldn't argue with you if you picked any of the others from the list as your favorite. Honestly, the cocktail bars in New York are at a different level, and I wished I lived in the city and had a bunch of money so I could explore another 15 more. Yeah, these places are pretty expensive at around $20 to $25 a drink. Anyways, let me know what your favorite spot is in the city, and you can see more New York content in the description. We'll see you on the next one.